I want to take a moment and talk about printed patches. Now, obviously, printed patches are nothing new in our hobby. They've been around for a while, and I've got some that are even older than these two here. So, again, nothing new. So the older ones I designed had different layers so you could actually swap colors in case you don't have an AMS. Nowadays, I have an AMS printer, so I actually get a nice color print without having to do a bunch of different layers. And I've even done some special editions of those where for the events that I go to, I take that original logo and I tweak it to something different. So as you can see, I did some for Maryland Mayhem, Survival Fest, and End War this year, all in this AMS style. However, I've not really been super happy with how the end result is. Even after a while of printing with other designs, like I have my big jank patch, and I've got my Gray the Color patch that I did a while back. And it really felt like something was like, these are essentially just thicker stickers you can put on your tactical gear. So what I wanted to do is go back and give my printed patches a bit more depth, similar to how I did back in the day, but not so clunky as I did all of these in Tinkercad back in the day. I've recently gotten into using Fusion 360, and for one of my first attempts, I gave myself a little bit more definition while still utilizing that AMS system to give it some nice color, but not being just a flat image. So I've actually got, in my opinion, a much better printed patch. Now, obviously, this is a good bit thicker. I think this is 3 millimeters as opposed to 1 millimeter. So it is 3 times the height, but it allows me to give it a bit more definition. And that has been my talk about 3D printed patches. I definitely want to do more of these, take this idea and utilize it for maybe some of my other designs, turning this from a flat image to one with a bit more depth, similar to how some of the PVC patches turned out. Now, obviously, these are still way more flexible than my current patches. It would be fun to eventually look into printing these out of TPU just for the fun of it, but, you know, give that time. So for now, that's been my very brief conversation about printed patches. Really enjoy it. Maybe someday I'll get around to talking about how I've turned all of these into printed patches. But that'll be for later.